Oh, good morning, folks. Oh, it's a bit bright. How's everybody doing? Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. All that jazz. Hope you guys are all going good. I figured one last stream before we call the year to a close. Leinster Munster's a pretty big one, eh? Leinster have obviously had the wood over the Munster boys in recent times, but you never know. How's everybody doing? How's your holidays going? It looks like a pretty nice night at the ground. Big crowd. It's a great thing about these holiday games is everyone's got a bit of time off to watch some rugby. My kids are with my parents. So, yeah. Happy days. Richard says it'll be 13 out of 13 for Leinster tonight. Whoa. That's more than a recent record, isn't it? That's how long since Munster's beaten Leinster? Jeez, that's ages. Mark Dunphy, man, how you going? Long time no see, brother. Richard said, a different Richard says, come on, Munster. It'd be a pretty big one. Looks like Leinster's made more changes. They just showed the lineups ever so briefly. I saw like Sexton's not playing, or at least I didn't see him in the starting lineup. Van der Fleer's not playing. Most of the Munster guys seem to be there from their last game. Realistically, a bonus point loss for Munster is the best result Foxy can see. Surely not, man. James says, come on, boys in blue. Porter says Munster could sneak a win. Jason says, happy St. Stephen's Day. Is that what Boxing Day is called in Ireland? Oh, I got to kick off. Goodness me, that didn't take long. I've been doing too many test matches where they faff about with the anthems and stuff. I'm underway. Leinster Munster, folks. Happy holidays. I am 25 seconds in at the minute. The crowd is pumped, I can tell. Can barely hear you with my volume high. Can I check my gear? I'll put it up a little bit. How's that? Should be on. Yeah, it's on that microphone. Richard, happy Christmas. Cheers, man. Appreciate it. James, enjoy the game. I hopefully shall. Dimitar says, 2.5 seconds behind. Okay. Well, hopefully that's not too big on spoilers. It's Leinster's third team tonight. Is it? Surely not. I can see James Lowe there. And I can see Andrew Porter there. And Ringrose. Come on. Jay's 20 seconds in front. You from the future. Oh, well, the first penalty's going Leinster's way, and they are opting for a shot at goal. It's a combo team. Yeah, that was my impression. They seem to be resting a few guys. But still a lot of first team guys there as well. Did I have a good Christmas, Mark? Yeah, man, not too bad. What did I do? My parents came over on Christmas Day. They brought one of their friends. Because she was going to be, home alone on Christmas. So they came over, brought some food. My brother was supposed to come over with his family, but apparently their little boy was not feeling 100%, so they didn't bring him over. Well, they didn't bring any of them over, which kind of sucked because they were supposed to bring the dessert, so I was dessertless. And my neighbor, he was home. So I invited him over as well because I was like, he shouldn't have to stay home on Christmas lunch. But he went out for dinner with his family anyway, but still, I just randomly invited him over. So yeah, pretty chill, man. Food, kids, family, all that kind of jazz. It is a 3-0 lead to Leinster. You can hear me now. Good, man. Sometimes the setup when I've got videos is different from streams, I guess. I'm sitting a different distance away from the mic. My brother deserted me, Grant. I was deserted at Christmas, Foxy Boy. You guys are clever. Yes, I was deserted. My mum was a little bit, if you can excuse my language, she was a bit pissed off because generally my brother and his wife won't, like, because their son is like, is he 2 or 3? They, I think he's 2. They rule, like, they control their whole life about, like, his sleep schedule. Like, they'll say, oh, do you want to come over for morning tea? My mum will say, do you want to come over for morning tea? And they'll say, oh, no, Zach needs to have a sleep, so we can't make it. But then that day before Christmas Eve, they went out for lunch, and his sleep schedule be damned. So my mum was a bit like, oh, is that right? He wasn't feeling well, and you took him out for lunch, didn't give him a sleep, and then the next day he's sick. So my mum was kind of pissed off, but oh well, family drama. It wouldn't be Christmas without a bit of family drama. Keith Earls, come on, man. Uh-oh, who's down in the backfield? Is that Carberry? Oh, man, Carberry, come on. A win is a win whether it's a third team or not, says Porter. Bought tickets to Heineken Cup final. Oh, man, for me and the little lad from Dublin. Why not? Oh, man, if it's in your backyard, you absolutely should do it. When the 2011 World Cup was being played, I wasn't even living in New Zealand. I was living overseas, but I figured it's a home World Cup. I can stay with my parents for free instead of having to get accommodation. So when are you going to have a chance like that? So I made sure I went back for at least the pool stages. Merry Christmas, odds. Cheers, man. I hope you had a good one as well. Munster just went like 13 phases, but nothing doing. And Leinster's going to exit. Carberry's back, seemingly happy. Oh, bit of obstruction. Yeah. Bugger. Yeah, man, that's going good. It is a, he got crunched, didn't he? Just looking at Carberry after he'd passed the ball, got smashed. The crowd doesn't like it. The crowd does not like that one bit. It's going good, Tia, man. It's a summer's morning. We're on the 27th here already, so I just dropped my children at my parents' house bright and early, and I'm going to paint the house today. I'm going to paint the house. I don't think this house has been painted since it was built in the 90s. I'm pretty sure. It's looking a bit shabby, so I'm going to paint it after this game. That's on my agenda. Hey, Jezza, how's it going, man? When are you talking World Cup 2023? World Cup is Ireland's to lose, Richard. How about we go get a quarterfinal first, get that monkey off the back, and then the world is their oyster. Yeah. You're supposed to paint before Christmas. Is that a thing? It was absolutely pissing down with rain pretty much every week before Christmas over here. It rained and rained and rained. We didn't have 5 days of sun, but it's been very, very sunny since then. Oh, Leinster with the scrum penalty. The crowd don't like that either. Crowd don't like it. So you're on the 27th, watching a game on the 26th on St. Stephen's Day. That's it. That's it. Wants to get nothing from the referee as per usual. Where's he from, this referee? Is he an Ulsterman or what? This game is to see who will succeed Sexton as Ireland's number 10. It's Casey versus Byrne. You mean Carberry. But anyway, starts with the C. Frank, hi Mark, my brother-in-law's Christmas gift was tickets for the Heineken Cup final. But he's figuring on Leinster being the final. Your family being Connacht based. Oh, fair enough. That's still a pretty good gift, man. Sounds like he's from Ulster. That was my guess based on his accent and the fact that he should be neutral for this one. Whoa. He just got flipped. O'Malley just got flipped. The hell's going on? Tiam, mate, I'm at 8 minutes and 40 seconds. Peter O'Malley acted in the box. Why is it always Peter O'Malley's involved? If someone's involved, it's O'Malley. Ulster ref visits a derby game. Yeah, that would make sense. The fact that I can hear that ref's accent and my first reaction was he must be from Ulster means I might slowly be starting to pick Irish accents based on region. Hey, Munster are doing what they did in the Champions Cup game again. It's a penalty in their own 22. Oh, yeah. What a turnover that was. Beautiful. Flip was comical. That was. Genuinely. And he was kind of rolling around a little bit, but then he decided not to play it up. This game could boil over. You feel like at some point in this game, there's going to be some handbags. Definitely. Has to be. Ross Byrne. James Lowe. Tackled. There's Joey. Joey Carberry with the tackle. By the way, Ulster versus Munster, you go into a good man, Jezza. When is that game? Keith Earl's kick, taken by Byrne. Man, the crowd is just freaking roaring at every kick. And they're booing everything. Man, the crowd is pissed off. Or are they just loud? At the Kingspan in Belfast if you guys don't get an icy pitch this time. Old Munster are back. Fingers crossed, man. Hopefully this is a competitive game and goes down to the wire. Could Scott Robertson already be unofficially informed as the next All Blacks coach? There's a bit of talk about that, Asham, mate. That New Zealand Rugby need to lock him in, otherwise he's going to get locked in by somebody else. And that they could do... Wow, what a tackle by McCarthy. That they could do... Remember Wales at the last World Cup? They went in, maybe not the best example, but they'd already announced that Pivac was going to take over after... Didn't Ireland do the same with Farrell? They announced that he was going to be taking over before the World Cup itself, so they might do that. Oh, Ellen, bro. Merry Christmas, man. What happened in the result of your game? Spoiler alert if you want to know Scarlets and Ospreys, but I did peek in, and when I looked in the early second half, the Scarlets were behind. Cheers, man. Can't get on TV ready. Can you please? Oh, Lee. I'm not much of a commentator, but it's still 3-0. It's been a bit of an arm wrestle. Munster just won themselves a penalty. Just don't. Was it that bad? Okay, sorry, mate. Scarlet's down to 14 men after 5 minutes. Ooh, ouch. Okay. Michael, nice seeing you two live 2 cents. Always watch the post-game videos. You'll be at Loftus for the Bulls Exeter game. Oh, nice one, man. Yeah, I figured I'd better do... I haven't done a live since, like, the last test match. I figured I'd better do one more before the year is done. Holiday celebration kind of thing. Not heard anything about Robertson or word of BJ's. Yeah, the talk in New Zealand is that New Zealand Rugby are kind of talking to him behind the scenes to potentially, like, lock him in on a pre-contract to, like, you know, take over basically for 2024. No worries, Lee. Munster got a line out in Leinster's 22, so we'll see what they can do. The first, like, best attacking chance of the game for Munster anyway. But there's a... is that a knock on? Either way, it's going to be a scrum Leinster. Standard of Welsh regions is terrible. Barry, there's this weird thing. I mean, not this year under Pivac, because Wales were kind of bad and the regions didn't do well. But sometimes when the regions were bad, Wales would still have a competitive national team. I don't really... Maybe it's like the Aussies, I guess, sometimes. Like in Super Rugby, their teams were getting done, but the Aussies could still beat the All Blacks sometimes. So, I don't know. Who will replace Leo next season? Is he actually going? I've heard talk about the Leinster role as well. Isn't Lancaster going somewhere as well? Man, that was a big scrum by Munster, but they couldn't quite win a penalty. Leinster just got the ball out. They're under a heap of pressure, Leinster. They need a good exit. Here's Ross Byrne. Decent weak kick. Right, Lancaster to 92. Right, that's right. I had heard about that. Where's my Stormers jersey? It's just over there in the old cabinet shelf. Ospreys did really well. Yeah, that last game in the Heineken Cup. Hey, that was madness. Lancaster is one whose reputation has certainly recovered a fair bit since his England stint, I guess, eh? Oh man, Willie Boy, what are you doing in Canada? What? Snowboarding, eh? Oh, lucky for some. I'm going to paint my freaking house. It's not exactly the same thing. Just hope I don't fall off the ladder. If I don't do any videos in the recent days, it'll be because I've injured myself on the freaking ladder. Scarlet's red card. I haven't seen it. I heard about it. Someone mentioned they got an early red card, but no, I haven't seen it. Oh, Leinster's getting the offload game going. That's about 4 in a row. They're getting towards Munster's 22. Oh, Rhys Ruddock. You gotta love Rhys Ruddock. Oh, but he's lost the ball. Sorry, Rhys. I cursed you. Jinxed you, whatever it is. Man, 18 minutes in. Time's flying on this one. Not really been any genuine scoring chances yet, though. Oh, Leinster will have another 3 here. Murray's been penalised for not rolling away. Man, a bunch of Leinster offloads, though, hey? Sorry to see Lancaster going. He was positive for not only Leinster but also Irish rugby. Yeah, man, a lot of knowledge in that guy's brain that you're losing, eh? Intellectual property kind of thing. Michael says we're entering a World Cup year. 2019 feels like yesterday. Oh man, excuse my language, but a shitload's happened since then, eh? Kind of nice that the pandemic happened in between World Cups, if I can look on a bright side of, like, you know, human disaster. At least it didn't affect the Rugby World Cup. Like, the women's one got affected, but not the men's. Sound pretty rough? Nah, man, it's just the it's just the morning. It is it's 6 points to 0. Either that or my microphone's playing up. I'm not sure. I can't hear myself, thankfully. Occasionally, like, I think I need a new one at some point. Occasionally, the sound comes out a bit funky. Is this a Leinster B-side, LB? They do seem to be missing a few big guns, but still many big guns on the field. So I would say it's like is it an A- side or a B+ side? Don't know. My missus, though, Boatman, did have COVID the other week, but we all managed to avoid it. Basically locked her up in the room, the bedroom, and me and the 2 kids had to do everything else with her not around. So yeah, getting the kids breakfasted and showered and frickin' school bags ready and dinners and all that was on me. Like, I do my fair share anyway, but I got to do everything. Lucky me, hey. Gibson Park and Sexton are missing, and James Ryan. I feel like there was someone else. Sebastian, man. Yeah, I'm good, bro. Thank you. It's a wee bit warm. I'm sitting here in shorts and an All Blacks jersey. So it's warm. Very warm. No Furlong, Henshaw, back row. Oh, yeah. Van der Fleer, yeah. So there's a few guys missing. Like, yeah, basically these days, whenever you see Rhys Ruddock playing, sadly for him, it's not the Leinster best team. Ah, scrum penalty for Munster. What do they do here? Jason Jenkins also. Yeah, there's a few guys. But I mean, still, it's a pretty tidy looking team. Yeah, Munster are going to opt for 3. Smart play. Glad for you it's freezing in the UK, says Lee. Yeah, I've heard there's some pretty nasty weather going on up north. Fleshing, mate. Christmas was good, man. Yeah, no, good. I was just saying earlier that my brother ended up not showing up because his son was apparently not 100%. So I missed out on the traditional Christmas desserts. But apart from that, things went very well. Man, the crowd is deathly silent at Thomond Park, eh? This pen is from one of the Christmas crackers that my mum brought round. It's kind of a bit crap, to be honest. Oh, he's missed it. Joey Carberry, man, what you doing? That was kickable. Very, very, very kickable. Not as freezing as in the USA. Yeah, I heard Buffalo is in a particularly bad way. Looks like Porter got some new ink. I haven't noticed, but I know he's got a fair bit already. Following here in Germany, says Rolf. Belated Merry Christmas. Oh, cheers, man. Hope it went well for you as well, brother. It's yeah, it's a good time of year, isn't it? No test matches on, but oh, Andrew Porter. Oh man, he wins a lot of turnovers. I've seen his stats. Us Southers love the holiday rugby, says LB. You guys must be getting used to the summer rugby, eh? Something a bit different. Oh, there's no rugby on here. All the super guys are on holiday slash preseason. Like all the All Blacks are on holiday. All the super players have not been playing in like the November and whatnot, so they've already started their preseason. Munster crowd thinks they're offside there. Ref not giving them a damn thing. 25k in Durban, 30 in Cape Town. Yeah, there was a lot of shit given to the South African teams in the Champions Cup for the fans not showing up. But then when you put the South African teams against South African teams, the crowds show up. It's honestly, I think part of it, South African fans are honestly just getting used to the URC. They're just like if you're a casual South African fan who been watching Super Rugby for 20 odd years, you probably don't know that much about Leinster and Munster and Scarlets and Dragons. Like, you wouldn't know which teams are good and which teams are bad. Not necessarily, right? If you don't follow any European rugby. So to then just be told, oh, by the way, this competition's important and you're playing Lyon, people are going to be like, who the fuck's Lyon? Are they any good? Who plays for them? You know what I mean? It takes a while to kind of build that. It took me, I only started following these games a few years ago. It took me a long time to kind of get the feeling for, oh, these guys don't like these guys. These guys have got a good record against these guys. This guy used to play for that team and now he's playing against them, so there's a bit of extra spice, all that kind of stuff. Like, you can just get it by osmosis over time, but it'll just take a bit of time. Anyway, I'm rambling. What are the ticket prices like in South Africa? I'm not actually sure. Fleshen's still struggling with the Scarlets Ospreys result. So is our mate Alan. He's not a happy chappy with that one. I haven't seen it. I've been told by you guys that there was a red card, and I started I watched about 2 minutes of the second half when the Ospreys had a pretty decent lead. That's all I know. Did you read the Times in the UK wants them kicked out? Nah, Barry, I tend to not read that kind of opinion piece rubbish. Yeah, I think that's just kind of designed to generate clicks on articles. I'm always rambling, LB. I guess that's pretty much what I do, isn't it? Ramble. Mark Dunphy is not confident for a bonus point win. We're already 26 minutes in. We haven't even been looking like a try. Nobody has looked like scoring a try just yet. One of South African teams will make it to European Cup final against Leinster in Dublin in May. Could happen. Interesting to see which teams are fielded by the South African teams. Like the Bulls put out their B team, basically, or their C team. It's literally your job to ramble. There we go, Jason. I should put that on any forms that ask me for job at Rambler. Tickets are from $2 to $20 New Zealand. It's just over $3 New Zealand dollars for a beer. Okay. That sounds cheapish, but I guess you gotta account for like average income. Like New Zealand tickets start at $20, I think. If you go to Super Rugby, the cheap seats, like at the ends of the ground behind the sticks, general admission, those are about $20 at Eden Park. And a beer is a shitload more than $3, that's for sure. Last game I went to was South Africa, Argentina. I think you paid $13, 200 Rand for a ticket. Not a great view, but it gives you the idea. All right, mate. Makes sense. UK journos are the worst for the campaign they had against Eddie Jones. Now they're paying for Owen Farrell to be dropped. They do seem to get the wind up about certain things, eh? I do feel like the RFU, how would you say it? Like, kind of let themselves be pushed around a wee bit. I don't know. Beer in New Zealand is like $8. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty expensive at Eden Park. Regional games cost a fair bit. For a Welsh game, you're looking at £400 for a family of four. I've never taken my kids to the rugby. Usually because the games are on at night. Here we go. Scannell. What can Munster do here? This is their best chance of the game. They are 2 metres out from Leinster's line. Oh, they lost it backwards. They've still got possession. Here we go. Game's coming alive. It's slow ball though. Listen to that crowd though. I don't think the backs are going to get the ball. This is going to be all about the forwards. Uh-oh, Coombs is going to get turned over, is he? Oh, it's a penalty. 2 Munster. Winter Stormers versus London Irish game last week. It was 250 Rand for great Tetons. Are you back in South Africa? Aren't you supposed to be in the desert? What are Munster going to do here? They're going to tap and go. On holiday. Oh, fair enough. Good man. Hope you enjoy it being back home, man. First time I think you've been joining us from actual South Africa. Oh, that has to have been close. Oh, jeez, it's close. Is that a try? Coombs is going to be close there. I need Munster to win 5-match accumulator. Got the first two right. You put an accumulator with Munster to beat Leinster. Someone in the chat earlier said Munster have lost like the last 13 in a row. For my last Heineken Cup match in the RDS, it was €35 for me and 12 for the little lad. Not bad prices. €35, depending on the seat, I guess. That's like freaking $70 New Zealand. You'd get a pretty good seat at Eden Park for a Super Rugby game. I think for an All Blacks game, you probably wouldn't get a ticket for that price. You're looking at, I think, at least 80. I could be wrong. I haven't been to an All Blacks game for a wee while. They got to win at some point. Yeah, that's logical. I guess the past performance is no indication of future success, right? That looks alright. Surely that's a try. Oh, let's try this angle. Other angle looked alright. Oh, nah, the ball's not on the ground. I'm not sure we can see a grounding there. On-field decision is a try. Oh, that angle looks alright. Third angle looks fine. Well done. The accumulator started to look a bit better. Man, if they kick this conversion, Munster are going to be ahead. And he does. Ho ho! Game on. Game on. There we go. First lead change. First try of the game. It's all on. Seven points to 6. Coombs is always good for a try, isn't he? I feel like if you're going to put some money on a Munster first try scorer, Coombs is a pretty decent chance. England home games now cost a minimum of 150 quid, go up to 300. That's insane. That's insane. For 150 pounds, that's like 300 New Zealand dollars. You're probably looking at the best seats at Eden Park, I think. Corporate seats you obviously can't buy. Corporate seats you need to know somebody. Like usually that's the, like there's at Eden Park there's kind of lower tier, middle tier, and upper tier. So the middle tier, and then on the sides, like you can't buy those ones online or at the ticket desk. You know, you have to know somebody. They're all given to corporates, but yeah, you could get pretty good seats for $300 anyway. You do get cucumber and Chris Sammys for that. Fair enough. I think at Eden Park you're more likely to get hot chips, fried chicken. Coombs is such a good player. He is, Niall, mate. He's really cracking. But, I mean, Ireland have got a very competitive back row. So, yeah, his number of caps has been pretty limited so far. From an Ulster fan, come on, Munster. Do the other three provinces tend to support like whoever's playing Leinster? Is that the way it works? Like, if you're a Connacht fan watching Ulster play Leinster, are you supporting Ulster? Because I would say most New Zealand fans tend to support who's ever playing the Crusaders, but not necessarily, because people still really hate the Blues, because the Blues are like from Auckland and people don't like Auckland. So, oh, pretty nice kick from James Lowe. No, it's gone dead. Ooh. Not usually. Okay. You'll have them all. Hot chips and fried chicken sounds like heaven, not gonna lie. A simple fare, man. Nothing flash. It's usually anybody but Leinster, same as the Crusaders. Fair enough. From my experience, only Leinster fans like Leinster. Success will do that, I guess. We'd support Leinster in Europe. Okay, well that's something. Everyone hates the Crusaders. Oh, well, I mean, the last year, or this year, sorry, Super Rugby Pacific's final was the Blues against the Crusaders, and you'd be surprised how many people, despite the fact that the Crusaders have won, like, what is it, 5 in a row or something stupid, they were like, I cannot stand the fucking Blues winning this, so I'll just go the Crusaders. A lot of Kiwis were like that. Uh-oh. Keenan. Oh. It's scrappy. MLR Seawolves tickets are $50 to $100 for a season. That's not bad, man. Seattle seems to have really good fans for every sport, though. Munster definitely got away with one there, Jezza. After that James Lowe kick dead, that was a chance for Munster to kind of keep the momentum going, but they had to scramble there. The rest of Ireland really dislikes Leinster. I won't say hate, that's too strong. Leinster fans are extremely arrogant. Every fan base has a mixture of fans, though, don't they? Some who are arrogant, some who are pretty cash. Not straight. Goodness me, it's all on. We're almost at half time. I'm from Leinster and I don't like some Leinster fans. Oh, David, no, that's fair, man. There's one guy who comments on my channel who's like a Crusaders and All Blacks fan. And like every comment he makes is just like how his team was robbed. And I mean, to be honest, both those teams, I mean, the All Blacks may not have had their best year this year, but every comment is like how they've been robbed. All Blacks have been robbed and the Crusaders have been robbed. Oh, Munster with another penalty on defence. Holy sugar. That's Peter O'Mahony this time. Man, they can hold out, can't they? In South Africa, nobody can stand the damn Bull supporters. Like I say, man, every fan base, I reckon the majority of fans from the majority of teams are pretty cool. But the ones you usually hear from are the ones who are the ones you probably can't stand. That's just the way it is, isn't it? Massive Bulls fans and attend the stadium regularly. Always a good time. Friendly people. Exactly, Michael. Yeah, exactly. Most fans are pretty good value. I like the All Blacks except when they play Ireland. What? When they played Ireland this year, the All Blacks didn't have the best of times. Can't speak for all Munster fans, but I'm pretty cool. There you go. Yeah, you meet some different people, don't you? Glasgow Warriors fans have a bad reputation. Is that right? Soccer fans in rugby jerseys. Like bad reputation, like as what, being a bit rough or what? Oh, high tackle. Just giving Leinster one last chance before half time. Not ideal. Bit rough and unpleasant. I mean, Glasgow gets a bit of a bad reputation, doesn't it? I mean, I'm from New Zealand, and even I know that, like, Glasgow's got a bit of a reputation about it. And I would have no idea. Have you ever seen that channel Bald and Bankrupt? Like, he's been to, like, Afghanistan and, like, the the butthole of Russia. And like when he went to Glasgow, he was like, "This is the least safe I've ever felt," because he's an Englishman walking around uh, Scotland. Anyway, not picking sides with the jerseys today. I decided to go as neutral as I could get with this one. Not supporting his bodyweight. Yeah, overextended there, Peter Amani. Yeah, Murray could have maybe wound the clock down a little bit then. Leinster are going to have a shot right before half time. They got a chance to go in front. I was at the Pro 14 final when Glasgow beat Munster and their fans were hostile, threatening to start fights, etc., but nobody threatened me. I wonder why. Well, Jesse, you're a pretty big dude. You're a bit of a unit. So, yeah. I don't think I've ever gotten any grief in New Zealand. Even when I went to, like, away games. I don't know. Yeah, I agree, Foxy. They should have run the clock down there. Is Ross Byrne going to get this one? He's been pretty clutch recently, old Ross Byrne. I'll back him to get this one. I reckon Leinster to go in 9-7 at the break. Let's have a look. The crowd is unbelievably quiet. Interesting that Ross Byrne is a guy who kicks with his mouthguard in. Most guys, I feel like, take their mouthguards out. He's missed it. Ross Byrne, eh? You don't get grief from Welsh regional teams. The grounds are always empty. Oh, shots fired. Maybe that's why I don't get grief at New Zealand stadiums, because they're usually empty as well. Well, the amount of Kiwis in the Munster and Leinster squads, you're pretty much wearing a home jersey. Oh, that's a shot fired as well. Who have we got in the squad today? James Lowe's playing. Are any other Kiwis playing? Joey Carberry's kind of half Kiwi. The New Zealand media always claims Joey Carberry is a Kiwi, just so you know. If you guys have never seen the Kiwi coverage of anything New Zealand against Ireland, you would think Joey Carberry left New Zealand as like a 21-year-old, like just ready to get a Super Rugby contract, and just got pinched away by Ireland. The way the New Zealand media talk about Joey Carberry. Felt like more than a minute for that kick. That's why we need the shot clocks, according to World Rugby. So what do you guys eat? What are you guys eating for Christmas? Lunch? Dinner? What's the big meal? Here it was lunch. But a lot of cold stuff because it's hot. You know, ham, but not hot ham. Let the ham be cold. Some salad. Potato salad. Cold beers. What else were you guys having? New Zealand media only claim him because they've not seen him play. Grant, yeah, the New Zealand rugby is pretty introspective. Croissants and honey, that sounds alright. Dinner around 2 p.m. with lots of sprouts and ham. Gammon, chicken, salads. Are you in South Africa? So you're also in the position of not having a real hot lunch. Reason James Lowe left the All Blacks because they didn't want him. Yeah, I think Savia was probably still playing pretty well, and Rico Ioane's emergence kind of paid to his chances, eh? Roast meat, Yorkies and roasties. That sounds alright, Fleshin. We've got grief at a Welsh game. 3 of us in high spirits at Swansea. Some old bloke came up to us in our faces after Byrne had just won a turnover and screaming in our faces, "Are you happy now?" I'm assuming he had a few too many to drink. Mashed potatoes, stuffing, turkey, maybe ham. Oh, nice, Gus. No stress. Xmas just ordered a massive curry and cold beers, John. That sounds about the right way to go. Gordon Ramsay says you should wait until 5 p.m. before Christmas dinner, but every family is different. On day 3 of ham, will it ever run out? Colin, I'm in the same position. We had ham on Christmas Day. Yesterday for lunch and dinner, we had ham. And guess what I'm having today? It's going to be ham. We got freaking ham. And we gave half of it to my parents because we didn't want the whole thing. We've had all the meats. The main dish was a butter bean curry. Butter bean curry in summer. Interesting choice. Turkey, ham, spuds. Sounds alright. Carrot stuffing, Christmas pudding. Oh, nice. Leinster needs to update games, says Mark. Yeah, well, it's been pretty tight thus far, isn't it? Leinster need to update game. Lowe was never going to be an All Black. Yeah, like I said, I think the fact that as Savia was going into his decline and Rico emerged, I think the pecking order was just too long. But Leinster and Ireland use him in a really smart way, especially with that big boot of his, and I think they've made him a better player anyway. Spiced beef, curries. Actual question, why do they allow drinking at rugby games? I think because generally there's no fights, for the most part. I know some other sports they don't allow. I think most sports allow drinking. Like every American sport I've ever watched, there's certainly people with beers in the crowd. But I only found out from an English colleague I worked with, my old manager when I was in my early 20s, that they didn't allow beer at a lot of soccer games because the fans would get a bit over the top. That was a completely foreign concept to me. The fact they wouldn't sell beer at a ground was unbelievable. But all that means is, doesn't that mean that the fans just before the game, knowing they can't drink, just get absolutely shit-faced at a pub before they go to the game? That's what I would do. Anyway, turkey, ham, mashed potatoes, roast potatoes, garlic gratins, okay, cheese sprouts, homemade gravy, onion and sage stuff. And man, I'm getting hungry just reading that. Selection of veg and Christmas pudding. Rugby crowds are friendly. Distracted Sports, Merry Christmas champion. Why aren't you down at the beach? I am about to paint the house after this game. One last stream for the year and then time to paint the house. So I'm living it up big time in the 2 cents world. Yes. My problem with beers at sports stadiums, they are overpriced, Matthew, big time. They are big time overpriced. Paint the house blue. Maybe not blue. I don't think my neighbours would appreciate it. I'm just checking halftime stats. Possession 63-37, Munster. Territories 49-51, Leinster. Run meters 218, 140, Munster. But tackling percentages 89, 92, Leinster. Pretty tight, man. Pretty tight. Once went to a Cricket World Cup in Barbados to watch Ireland have a colossal drinking session, no fights either. There you go. Cricket, man. I would say cricket crowds in New Zealand are worse than rugby because you've essentially got the whole day drinking, whereas rugby you've got 2 hours. You know what I mean? Oh, distractors down at the batch. You got a batch. Jeez, I need to do whatever you're doing for a job. Right now I'm trying to flush... massive unsinkable float. Oh goodness. Oh, Waihi Beach. Nice. My dad's brother used to live down there before he died. Matches, concerts, etc. The price of food and drink. Yeah, it's extortionate. But I can't remember which team it was. One of the teams in I think it's the NFL, decided to price their food and drink at kind of normal prices, like what you would get if you just went to, any normal cafe or restaurant or whatever. And they reckon they sell so much more that they make more money from it. So, yeah, I don't know. Don't know. In Ireland, you can drink in GAA games too, international football matches too. But it has to be in a plastic cup. Eden Park also plastic cups. You can't take... They never give you glass bottles. It's always plastic cups. I'm on flush number 5. I'm going to have to break it to the rest of the whānau soon. Put some toilet paper on top and see if that can help drive it down. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Watching cricket is very relaxing. You can chill out with your friends and just have to applaud every now and again. Yeah, no, I went to a lot of cricket with my dad as a kid. Saw a lot of games. Yeah, no, it was good. Good value. Cheaper prices mean more output of product. I say this about matchday tickets. Charge less, get bigger crowds. Yeah, basically. I would have thought if you didn't make it like $200 or $300 or whatever to like take your family to the game and feed them, or at least give them a drink, then you might get more people out, because people genuinely look at it and go, man, I haven't got $400 to spend taking my kids out or whatever, so they stay home and watch it. Do I live in or near Auckland? Yeah, I live in Auckland, in the suburbs of Western Auckland. So, not the fancy area. But yeah. Isn't there a promotion in New Zealand cricket if a crowd member makes a clean catch, they get $5,000? It worked. They're a great man. Distracted. What can I say? I've clogged a few toilets in my time. What were we saying? Jezza, it's usually the one-handed catch. You need to do a one-handed clean catch and you can get some money. But, yeah. I haven't been to a cricket game for years, though, to be honest. Nobody in Ireland follows cricket, to be honest. Well, Jezza does. Not a criticism, just saying I hear New Zealand or Australia talking about cricket too, and I have no idea. I guess it's like everything. Everyone's got their local game, right? I know in Ireland, you guys with your GAA are pretty mad, whereas the rest of us have got no idea. But the Aussies get it. The Aussies talk about the Aussie rules, and I got no idea. Yeah, that's what it is. Mark's tip of the day. Always put toilet paper on a floater. What can I say, man? I'm not just here for my rugby. I've got general life tips. This is a man with experience. That halftime flew by. Must have been all that talk of toilet paper and food. Right, second half is underway. Take care, distracted. I'll see you in the new year, man. Sunk my battleship. There you go. Oh, Munster win an early penalty. There you go. Cricket is just posh rounders. Yeah. We say it with a long A, like Ga. It's all foreign to me, isn't it? I remember saying, what's that Irish channel? Is it TG4? And someone's like, we don't pronounce it TG4, we call it something else. Yeah, I don't have much of an idea. Guess what I'm having for breakfast? Because you know Christmas. Are you having ham for breakfast? It's some kind of leftovers, I know that. Pavlova, maybe? Leftovers for days, that's pretty much it. Oh, big line out, Tyke Burn. Oh, we got advantage for Munster. What can they do? If they score a try here and convert it, game on. Said like cat her. Wow. All foreign to me. I have seen a little bit of it. It seems pretty intense. I remember Shane Williams did one of those episodes where he did like trading places with a Gaelic football guy, and it seemed pretty mad. So, oh man, Keith Earls, that was a great carry, wasn't it? Right, 5 meter line out. Munster going for the jugular. Come on, when you line out, throw it straight. Here we go. They go to the front. They go to Amani. That's the safe option. Maul time. Oh, it's close. Oh, it's a penalty try. Oh, it's going to be a yellow card as well, surely. Oh, and there's some handbags. Whoo-hoo. Man. Wait, the scoreboard literally went 12 and now it's back to 7. What's going on? Okay, they've changed the scoreboard now. Who got carded? Whoa, game on anyway. Munster are back. There's still 36 minutes to go. They haven't put a yellow card indicator on the screen. I'm assuming somebody got yellow carded. Did he show a yellow card? Nobody. The commentators just said, was it Deegan? Oh, it is Deegan. The commentators just confirmed it was Deegan. There we go. Alright. TV is behind the play. They need to put the yellow card indicator on. Who's going to win the World Cup? Good question. That's going to be the topic of multiple videos this year. Not this year, next year. Leo Cullen sits there with no expression on his face. Right. Surely, if something's going to fire Leinster up, it was that. Can't wait for the World Cup, says Jason. It's going to be massive. Ooh, a bad pass to the ankles. They still managed to pick it up, Leinster. It'd be very Leinster to still score during this yellow card, wouldn't it? My money's on Chile to win the World Cup. You and me need to have a side bet ourselves. Box to defend a title in a final against Georgia. You and me also need to have some kind of side bet about who South Africa could play in a final. Six Nations is first. Six Nations is just over a month away. Super Rugby as well. Tauranga's traffic light roundabout system is so weird and confusing. How can you have a traffic light at a roundabout? Isn't that the whole point of having a roundabout? You don't need a traffic light? Maybe it's so they can spot the non-locals. Port is having a big carry. Munster needs a hold here, man. You can't be conceding points during the time when you got the extra man. Oh, they're getting close. They need a Tyke Burn special here. Nope. Could be the Seven Nations of... Oh, Leinster get the penalty. Could be the Seven Nations soon with South Africa. I hope not, man. I want to keep South Africa in the Rugby Championship, please. Italians are breeding some good youngsters. They certainly seem to be. What do they do? You got to take a shot here, surely. They're going to tap. Oh, man. All right. You got a yellow card, but they can feel they got the momentum. Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's crazy. They just popped the ball out. The initial little pod didn't take the hit. That's crazy. Unbelievable. During the yellow card as well. That penalty try. I think that woke Leinster up, man. Oh, you got a bot. Jeez, I didn't see that. Thank you, mate. haven't seen that much Alama. Oh, Ringrose with a great aerial take. Man, it's all Leinster at the moment. This is madness, folks. Uh-oh. Oh, Low gets smashed. South Africa are playing a cute game. Should be 1-all. The other camp. The weird thing about the moment with South Africa is they don't really get a proper off-season. Like, you've literally got rugby all year round because, like, when the rugby championship is being played is when all the Northern Hemisphere teams are usually having a break, right? So, yeah, it's kind of tough. But I guess it was already like that for a lot of South Africa's top players because they were playing in the Northern Hemisphere anyway, right? Because they can select so many overseas-based guys. Don't know. But yeah, if South Africa were in the Six Nations, their Northern Hemisphere-based players, well, all their players, I guess, would get a decent off-season at least. Michael's favourite pundits, New Zealand, Tony Johnson, Grant Nisbet, Mills Moyena, and Justin Marshall grew on you as the years went by. Justin Marshall is incredibly unpopular here in New Zealand. I actually don't mind him. The thing I like about Justin Marshall is sometimes because he's at the ground and he's looking at the pitch not on TV, he'll see something and be like, right, oh, Keith Hills has dropped it. Oh, yeah, this is crazy. Justin Marshall will at least tell you how the formation is setting up and what they're looking like they might be going to do, blah, blah, blah. But people get pissed off with him because they think he talks down to them like you're an idiot kind of thing. Oh, man, Munster, they might be going to get carded if they're not careful soon. Leinster are playing relentless rugby right now. Leinster are winding up here. Oh, man, they've just taken the lead. Are you shitting me, folks? Unbelievable. Oh, handbags. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, who's down to 14 men, Jezza? It's Leinster, despite the fact that they just scored 2 tries. To tap again. Just over. So that first tap where they popped it out, maybe had the Munster defenders in 2 minds, or maybe this goes through them. Oh, shit. Unbelievable. You did say Leinster were going to wake up around the 50th. They had to wake up at some point. The penalty try seems to have done it. It's unbelievable. Munster need to have a serious chat under the sticks right now because they are not in the game at the moment. Luke, what are the thoughts on the ref's performance? I mean, yeah, he seems to be. He's not like the least whistle happy ref I've ever come across, but he seems to be calling it relatively evenly. Great conversion. Man, that's just power, isn't it? That's 14 points with a man down. Leinster just better. Munster need to do something. Thoughts on the URC and Heineken Champions Cup and South Africa leaving Super Rugby? I mean, I think South Africa's addition to the URC has been pretty successful. Right. I do think the fact that a South African team managed to win it in their opening year, to knock off Leinster, who were so dominant in the Pro 14, has been kind of good for the comp. South Africa had some good teams in Super Rugby, but never managed to really get it done apart from that Bulls kind of era. The travel, I think, just sucked. I mean, the simple fact is the New Zealand and Australian teams never had the whole, I think it was 4 weeks on the road, because when they would play Australian teams, they could just stay in New Zealand and just fly out for the game because it's only 3 hours. So, yeah, it just seemed to be a big deal, eh? South African teams 4 weeks on the road was always kind of tough. I mean, I loved having the South African teams in Super Rugby, but still, there were a lot of factors against it. The time zone sucked. You got to be a pretty diehard fan to get up and watch Super Rugby at like 2 in the morning if you're a New Zealander, if it's an afternoon game in South Africa. So, yeah, I don't know. Champions Cup, I think, will take a little while to settle in. If South Africa does end up going to the Six Nations, then Rugby Championship has to bring in Japan. We also had Alistair Coetzee against us, particularly the Stormers. Didn't the Stormers have that 1 year where they finished top of the log and they had like this just defensively monstrous team? Wasn't that Alistair Coetzee? Casey will speed the ball up now. Yeah, let's see. Casey is a different player from Conor Murray, that's for sure. Coombs is stopped after the Tyke Burn offload. Casey snipes and gets smashed. Oh, it's advantage. Now that Leinster are back to 15 men, Munster are playing again. Oh, they've tapped it quickly. Slow ball. It's too slow. Here's him. We couldn't buy a try. I remember that team. It was a great team, but yeah, they scored so few tries, but were defensively just monstrous. And then they went out in the knockout stages, I think, relatively early, right? Sav has improved the URC and advanced Ireland's game, particularly knowing how to handle physical pack. Yeah, I do think the URC certainly benefited from it. Super Rugby has benefited from the time zone thing, but obviously the lack of playing the South African teams, I think, just sucks for our guys. They loved it. The players used to love going to South Africa. Like, because remember, in New Zealand, we're also competing with Rugby League. It's a selling point. Some of the players talk about how they love to do the travel compared to the league guys who pretty much only go to Australia. Whoa. The defense from Leinster here is just driving Munster backwards. They're going back like 15 metres. Stormers lost a home semi. Right. Doesn't the travel affect Argentina also? Oh, absolutely. The Jaguares had an even worse time of it than South African teams. The Jaguares literally spent pretty much half the year on the road. How much rugby do you watch a week, Owen? It just depends, man. Depends how much is on. Believe it or not, I've been trying to watch a little bit less in recent times. I think last season I watched a bit too much. It was kind of overloading my brain where I couldn't remember what had happened. Watching too many games. Just to see if everyone give a shout where at the moment. Now I'd be curious as well, James. James is in Dublin. I'm in Auckland. I know Grant, I think, is in Cape Town. Jez is in Belfast. Frank's in Galway. There you go. Is it windy? Is it cold? Or is that just a stereotype? Philadelphia for Gus. Tip, I guess means, does that mean Tipperary? Cape Town. Limerick, not at the game. Swords. Is that a place? Roosters in Dublin. Paul's in France. Hey, Paul. Wexford. Oh, another Wexford. Cold but dry. There you go. Illinois. Nice. Owen, man. Cheers for the quid. Euro. And Belfast for the holidays, then back to Liverpool. Ah, right. Swansea, Cape Town, Dublin, Oxford, Seattle. Oh, there's a few guys in the States. Cork. Nice boat, man. Swords is North Dublin. I did not know that. There you go. Wicklow. Nice. A lot of Irishmen here, I guess. The fact that we're watching Munster and Leinster probably makes sense. Port Elizabeth, isn't that called Caberca? I can't do the clicks. Berca. Belfast. Malaga. Oh, nice. Probably a bit warmer there than Galway. Oh, what a kick. What a kick from Craig Casey. 50-22. Beauty. Offlay. Oh. Nice. Safferland. There's a strip on Deegan in the tackle. Blackrock. I think you guys have got a pretty good college there, don't you? Neighbour a big furlong. Nice one. Newbridge. Taking a break for some water. Safferland would be South African land. Somewhere in South Africa. Timahoe. I've honestly never heard of Tipahoe. Gotham City I've heard of. Most of these places I think I've heard of. They're doing crowd shots. Some lazy got a big freaking Guinness. What is that song that the crowd is singing? I love that you guys sing during the games, man. We don't sing. Fairfax. Oh, nice. Newbridge. Oh, that is the Fields Anthem. Okay. Sounded familiar. Oh, Quinlan's in the crowd. He's looking pretty serious. I like listening to Alan Quinlan. I don't know what it is. Some people don't like him, I think, because they think he's a bit one-eyed. I don't find him too bad. Oh, cheers, odd jobs, mate. Is that some kind of Christmas greeting? New Year's? I can't read that. But cheers, man. Are there no Kiwi chants even for club games? I mean, not really, man. Oh, how did they stop Coombs there? Casey with the wide pass. Oh, man, this game needed that. Patrick Campbell. I don't think I know him. What a try. They needed something special. Quinlan is like mixed it, a realist. Yeah, that makes sense. Big conversion here. Leinster got sucked in, and yeah, and then they went wide, basically. Uncharacteristic. Man, what a conversion here. Is he going to get it? It's a hard kick. It's a really hard kick. Nope. Yeah, needed that one, really. But anyway, it is still 19 points. Means happy Christmas. Right, I figured that be something along those lines. Cheers, man. If you'd written it in Chinese, I'd be able to read it. But there you go. Casey is so quick, yeah. Munster need a good exit here. You don't want to be giving away a penalty because you need to stay within 3. How would Leinster fare against the Crusaders? I think it'd be a great game. Could be a costly miss for Joey. It could well be, man. French, Irish though. What is he French? But man, cheers for that, man. That is an interesting little celebration icon. I've never seen that one before. I'm guessing you're happy at that try that was scored, being where you are in Ireland. Cheers, man. Appreciate it. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. And Munster win a penalty. Goodness gracious. The momentum in this game. Like, Leinster, for that yellow card period, were pretty much unplayable. And now they're back to being normal. What's going on? It's crazy. 66 minutes, 11 seconds on the clock, as I sit here. He's French but qualifies for Ireland through his grandparents. Wow, okay. I did not know that. What is that thing, Boatman? Is that like a little game controller which is dancing? Anyway, cheers, bro. Omani's going off. They mentioned that he was limping earlier. Hence the move to Munster. Fair enough. Yeah, like, I mean, what's his face? The Connacht winger. Mac Hansen did the same thing, right? Qualified for Ireland. Wasn't getting the game time in Australia, so he made the move to Ireland. And geez, did he make the most of that? Don't let World Rugby hear you talking about Leinster versus Crusaders. You'll end up with a 32-team Club World Cup. I don't follow enough football to know soccer, to know... Is that really a thing? I know they have a Club World Cup and it tends to suck. But, yeah. It's the old Nintendo controller. Thank you for that, Wayne. I never really played Nintendo except for the 64. Oh, yeah, they missed touch. Yeah, that is a bad mistake. You needed that. Oh, Munster have almost dropped it. No. Oof. Oh, this time they have dropped it. Ay, ay, ay. Uh-oh. Here goes McGrath. There's nobody. That's got to be a penalty. Yeah, he was so isolated. Whoa. Crazy. The next World Cup in America, Canada, and Mexico will be 48 teams from 32. Wow. GoldenEye. I only had 2 games on my Nintendo 64, which I paid for with my paper route. Showing my age. I had GoldenEye and I had Zelda. I literally only had 2 games, but I played the absolute shit out of them. So, yeah, my mates used to come around to my house in the morning because my house was one of the closest ones to our high school, and we would just play GoldenEye before school. My mates would come around early and play GoldenEye. Played a lot of GoldenEye. World Rugby are looking to have a Club Rugby World Cup in 2020 from 2024. Yeah, it's just, I guess, space in the calendar, eh? But I guess the fact that Super Rugby is kind of played at the same time as the URC Premiership and Top 14 now, there doesn't seem to be as much overlap, so it's possible. GoldenEye was the best. Mario Kart close second. I never played Mario Kart on 64. But GoldenEye, I played the absolute shit out of it. Niall Scannell's back on because of an HIA. Right, Munster, better find touch this time. No mistake this time. FIFA give absolutely zero fucks about what the little people think. Yeah. I think World Rugby is probably that to a lesser degree, right? Jobs. Back at the family home for Christmas, can hear the mother shouting at the TV downstairs. Go Leinster. Cheers, man. That's a good thing about being back home with family, hey? You can hear your old screaming at the TV. My mum and dad do the same. Not the cleanest lineup ball, man. Munster are still in their own 22. Jeez. USA Rugby's supposed to improve. They are. Craig Casey with the box kick. That's better distance. They need to let Casey take the kicks at touch, man. He's got a bigger boot than Crowley. Too much money and power in soccer. Sport is way too big for its own good, Sean. That tends to happen when things get too big, eh? It just gets corrupt. You can't avoid it. The bigger it gets, the more corrupt it gets. Like, I mean, the classic example we have here in New Zealand is like Auckland City used to be made up of like several different government councils, basically. Like West Auckland had its own council, and they looked after rubbish collection and all the roads and all the stuff that that went on in that area. The North Auckland had their own one, South Auckland had their own one, Central Auckland had their own one, and eventually someone was like, hey, it's all one city. Why don't we combine it into one like mega council? Because we'll have cost savings, right? Because, you know, they're all doing the same job anyway. So, yeah, they did that and everything just got more expensive. Yeah, there's no cost savings. It got bloated as fuck and you pay a lot more for stuff. Yeah, it just happens. Bigger it gets, the more corrupt it gets, I think, basically. Right, 10 minutes to go. Scrum time. Stop talking about local government problems. Stable scrum. Come for rugby, stay for the Auckland sanitation politics. That's basically it. Yep. That kick was perfect, just outside the 22. Oh, isolated. And it's a penalty to Leinster. You could see that coming. Oh, man. Population of Auckland, that's like 1.5 million, I think. It's like easily New Zealand's biggest city because we've only got like 5 million people. Yeah, 9 minutes to go. Leinster are just going to go for the corner. Love to visit New Zealand sometime, Jason. Yeah, New Zealand's a nice place, man, but I think genuinely, if you come to New Zealand, you want to get out of Auckland. You want to go to the South Island. It's real beautiful down there. Everyone who comes to New Zealand to live tends to come to Auckland because it's the biggest city and it's where all the jobs are. But anyone who comes for a holiday is like, Auckland fucking sucks. And it does because it's just a city. And Auckland as a city can't compare to Melbourne or London or New York or, you know, Paris or anywhere properly big. So if you want to come to New Zealand, you go for the natural stuff, like, you know, the mountains and lakes and stuff. All the Lord of the Rings shit, basically. And that's mostly South Island, but also Lower North Island as well. Bay of Islands, yeah, for sure. Bay of Islands up north is really nice too. Man, Munster needed that, but they're still down the wrong end of the field. Have you met South Africans there? Bro, there's loads of South Africans here. There are suburbs in Auckland which are known for being largely South African. Yeah. What's going on in the rugby? Munster are going to have a scrum pretty much 7 meters out from their own line. They've been under the pump. They're a point behind and they can't get out. But they've got the feed to their own scrum. Are there Irish areas in Auckland? Only Irish pubs. But there's certainly loads of Irish here. Maybe not as many as South Africans, though. Right. Casey's going to boot it. No, he doesn't. They go the other way. You can smell the bar on the weekends pretty much. Casey with the box kick. It gets it around the 10-meter line. So Leinster are going to have ball still in Munster's half. So ever since Munster missed that kick at touch, they've pretty much been camped in their own half. They're still only a point behind, but they can't get any field position. Can't watch it in England for some reason. Oh, that sucks, man. But yeah, if anything happens, I'll let you know. Did filming Lord of the Rings boost New Zealand's tourist industry? Absolutely. Yeah, we had loads of Lord of the Rings tourists. We still do, probably. Leinster's maul is just ticking along. Are they going to stop it again? Ooh. Munster have knocked it forward. So, scrum advantage for Leinster. Knock-on advantage is over, so Leinster are just going to crack through some phases in Munster's half. No, Ross Byrne puts up a big kick, a little bit too big, but nobody catches it, so it's not too big. Man, Munster's stuffed that one up. They could have just taken an easy mark if they'd caught it. Major gripe with Auckland public transport sucks. Lack of public transport, traffic. Colin is 100% right. The traffic does suck and the public transport does suck. We have a bad situation where everybody drives, so nobody wants to use public transport. And because nobody uses public transport, the public transport sucks. If more people took public transport, maybe we could get better public transport because, you know, they could invest more money into it. But Auckland City is pretty much set up for cars. So, yeah. Munster are struggling. Yeah, Munster can't get out of their own half right now. Leinster are just winding the game down. Ross Byrne with another kick. That's kind of a bad kick. But Munster's still in their own half. Sounds like the USA, pretty much. It's probably a mini version. Alright, Leinster can run it back at them again. How long left? 76 minutes on the clock, and Leinster have just won a penalty. So they can have like a, how far would that be? 40, 35 metre shot at goal? If they want it, or they can just chuck it in the corner. Build it and they will use it in the long run, Barry. Yeah. It's weird, like our local government agency they're going to shove it into the corner, who looks after public transport, spends a shitload of money on like cycleways and stuff like that. It's 29 degrees here and I'm freezing. I can see these players' breath. It must be cold over there. It must be more. I assume you're talking Fahrenheit because it's 21 degrees here in Auckland and it's balmy warm. Yep. See you, Silas, mate. The Ross Byrne's about to bang it into the corner. There's 3 minutes to go. Yeah, Jeremy, 76:51, so 3 minutes to go. Hard to get to One Tree Hill. One Tree Hill's nice, but yeah, you need to drive there. Maul time, Leinster. Any score here and this is game over, I reckon. Even a penalty's probably going to get it done. Munster haven't left their own half for the last 10 minutes. McGrath, what's he going to do? Spin it. Whoa, big tackle. Like the stream. Hey, Sinead. How's it going, man? Merry Christmas. We got 2 minutes to go. Leinster have possession. Yes, Leinster have possession. They are 6 metres out from Munster's line. They've got a 1-point lead. They just need to keep going through phases, and this game is theirs. Drop goal. I think these guys just keep going phases. Roll away, Scannell. Get out of there. Oh, Byrne got around Porter's head a little bit. Ref doesn't ping anything. About -3. Bloody hell, Gus. Freezing. I saw some of the NHL games got called off before Christmas, so I'm assuming it was weather related. Are these the two best teams in the comp? Leinster's top of the log. Munster's a top half team. Adrian, man. Long time. I'm well, indeed. It's summer. I'm about to paint the house. Do I speak French? No, sadly. I did take a year of French at high school, but it's pretty much all gone. One minute to go. This game is done, I reckon. Unless... Oh, man. There's a knock on. So we'll have a scrum. Munster need to go the whole field. They haven't been able to exit their half, let alone get a try. So it seems pretty unlikely. How cold is my mug? It's just frosted. It's just frosted. Paint the house blue and white hoops. I don't think my missus would allow that somehow. For my son's favourite team, the Stormers. Right. Can Munster go length of the field? I think Foxy said at the start, losing bonus point is most we're going to see from Munster. Remember, Munster were up 14-6 at one point. We're going to reset it. They need something absolutely magic. Jeremy's supporting Leinster. I suppose if Munster get a scrum penalty, that'll at least get them a bit of field position, but Crowley's not been getting much distance off his kicks, eh? Good to surprise see. Oh, Janae, man, I figured we'd do one last stream for the holiday season. I don't think I've done... My kids are at my parents' house, so I'm actually free to stream during the morning. I usually only do streams at night. Right, here we go. Munster from their own goal line. What do they got up their sleeve? They get it to the back line. Going wide. They're still in their own 22. No penalty. My son is the smartest 2 Cents family member. You're probably right. Oh, my stream's just started buffering. What are you doing? It's a key moment of the game. Don't buffer now. How dare you? I don't know what's going on. I'm still buffering. Game over. James low with the stream. Ah, I missed it. My stream's just circling. What are you doing, stream? What a game. It was a crazy game. I mean, the way Leinster controlled that final 10 was pretty bonkers. Yeah, the wife is home. She's going to help me paint the fence. Okay. Well, that was a pretty crazy finish to the game. Good effort, yeah, says Foxy. It's true, but I don't know what the odds were going into this one, but I'm pretty sure Leinster would have been more than 1-point favourites. But, yeah, I think Munster were pretty gutted. The fact they were 14-6 up, they had Leinster a man down, and they shipped 2 tries. Leinster during that period were just madness. So, yeah, crazy stuff. But, all right, folks, I better go help the missus with the painting of the house before the sun gets too high in the sky and it becomes unbearable. But, yeah, misconversion is the only difference, I guess. Crowley with a missed touch finder earlier. Munster had their chances, but it is another Leinster win, eh? So, yeah. You guys all take care of yourselves. Stay safe over the New Year period. Don't drink too much. Have a few quiets. But, yeah. And, yeah, we'll see you guys in the new year. And that's going to be Rugby World Cup year. So, happy days. Cheers, everybody. And, yeah, I'll catch you guys again soon. Take care, bye. Bye.